is Mr. Cabasa, and today I'm going to show you how to make an optical illusion. This art lesson is brought to you by Rodman Public Library as part of the 2020 virtual summer art experience. Let's get started.
When you hear the word optical illusion, you probably think of a magic trick. Like, for example, what if I told you that a joker could actually be any card you want it to be? All you have to do is snap your finger. All it is a trick of the eye. We can do that in art all the time too. Artists are constantly tricking a viewer into thinking something looks 3D when it's really not. Today I'm going to show you how to take it one step further and make an optical illusion that really plays a trick on your eye. Here's an example of what we're going to be making today. This spider has a really 3D look because I'm using an optical illusion trick that I will show you in a little bit here. The cool thing about it though is you can really do this with about anything. You don't have to draw a spider. Feel free to experiment with drawing whatever you like to draw. All right, let's get started. So the materials you'll need today are a sharpened pencil, a blank piece of paper, and really any markers of your choice. I'm going to use a couple Sharpies here, and you also need a pair of scissors. These are the only scissors I happen to have in my house. If you have smaller ones, that might work better. All right, so for the spider, to get started, I want to draw a really big spider taking up the majority of this paper. I always like to start out with outlines, basically just circles and lines to help me figure out where I'm going to put everything. So I'm going to have a head right here, and I'm going to have a really big body. It's okay to draw it kind of loosely right now. You can make it look more finished as we move on. Now I want to figure out where I want some of the legs to go. I'm actually going to attach all of my legs towards this head part right here. So I'm going to have one that comes up like this. I'm going to have one that comes up and goes this way. I'm going to have one that goes like this. I'm going to have one that goes way out like that. One like that. And then one that's going to hide back here behind the body. So let me see, right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more legs over here. So these ones I'm going to make really long and go back here. All right, so I have a basic stick figure of a spider. Now what I want to do is try to flesh out some of these legs. All I'm basically doing is drawing another line next to the one I already did. Ran into a little bit of overlap issues right here. That's okay. Just make sure that you make whatever leg is supposed to be in front the solid lines. Everything else will have to hide behind. That's perfectly fine if that happens. All right. Go ahead and get the body drawn in here. If you hear little kid toys in the background, I apologize. That is my son playing. All right. Now I need to make the legs in the back have another side. A little bit of overlap issues right here. Once again, make sure you make whatever is supposed to be in front towards the viewer the solid lines. Everything else has to hide behind. All right, we have our basic spider shape now. Now what I want to do is add some spots that I'm not going to color in solid black. Think of these almost as highlights. Highlight is like a strong light source where it is reflecting off of the spider. So I'll make a white spot right there. I'm going to make one back here behind these parts of the legs. This is kind of like a teardrop shape. And I'll do another one down here. All right, when I go to color with the marker, I will leave those blank. Make a nice big highlight here. Also kind of looks like an eye. Either one would be fine, whatever you think of it. I'm gonna make some little feelers here, like a little mouth. All right, so we have the basic shape of our spider. So now what we want to do is start filling in with black. Or if you want to use any color you want of the markers you have, that's fine too. I just felt like making a black spider, so I'm using a Sharpie. So you're basically outlining and filling in. However though, with making the spider all one solid color, we're going to have some issues where you'll have black on black or whatever two colors you're using. So you have to leave what I like to call a halo on certain parts. A halo is a term they use in comic book art all the time. And what that basically means is, let me finish coloring this in and I'll show you. So right here where I have a black leg, if I want to color this part of the head black also, it's going to run right into that leg. So a halo is like a little tiny white space between the two black areas. It's like a little bit of breathing room. Now if you don't like the way it looks bright white, you could take your pencil and shade that in gray, which also looks very nice. So you want to take your time here and outline and fill in all the parts of your spider. So with this leg, I'm gonna have a lot of halos to make because behind it is also black. So what I wanna do is go and make another outline right next to that leg. And I think I'm gonna do one on the other side too. And remember, you can fill those parts in with your pencil. All right, so you want to keep outlining, making halos where you need them, and filling in your spider. As you can see, I have some halos here that I filled in black, or sorry, gray with a pencil. But you want to go ahead and finish your whole spider. So I'm going to speed this video up and show you what this one looks like when I'm finished. Okay, so we have our spider drawn and shaded / colored. We got some highlights. We left some little spots in here, if I get closer, where we can see where the black leg is against the body. We call those spots little halos, just to help the viewer see better. All right, next step. We need to make a shadow so that the spider looks like it's sitting up off the top or off of the paper. That helps the illusion. So to do the shadow, I want you to start by drawing an oval below the head, and then that will connect to a body. And you can make these smaller, like I'm doing, than the real spider. Go ahead and fill those in with your pencil. All right, now we want to connect the legs to the body. So starting down here, make a line that connects to the bottom of the spider's leg and comes up and matches the shape of the other leg. Now this one over here is off the page, so I'll have to just kind of guess as to where that is. We'll say somewhere around there. And this one is going to look something like that. This one will look something like that. That one will look something like that. This one way out here. Actually, this one, you do not want to connect your shadow line to it. And the reason for that is that we're going to draw a horizon line behind our spider. Just like that. If you have a ruler, you can use that. If not, you can freehand it like I did. So everything that's above this line I drew is going to be like the sky. Everything below it is the ground. That's what a horizon line does. It separates the sky from the ground. So because this line is above the horizon line, I can't draw my shadow connecting to it. So my shadow is going to start somewhere around here because it has to be on the ground. All right, so we got our lines for our shadows. Our next step, and really the thing that pulls it all together, the big illusion trick, is you now have to cut out this top part. So that horizon line you drew, cut right along there. Try to be as neat as possible around your spider legs. And you want to get rid of that top half. And that's what I did on this other one. The hard parts are trying to cut out in between the legs. So for example, on this one, if I was to cut out this part right here, it's like a little enclosed triangle. You have to make a hole. You can use your pencil or you can use your scissors and then go in and neatly cut out that part as close as you can. You can do it in chunks as I'm doing it, but eventually you want to get rid of all that so that you have that whole top part cut out and you have empty spaces where you need them on these triangle parts. And when you do that, you'll have the overall look of your spider coming off the page. All right, guys, I hope you had fun. I can't wait to see what you make. Have fun making optical illusions. Have a great day. Bye.